Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on Sunshine Reports. My name is Odunayo Sawyer. The Ondo State Governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, is set to sign the 2025 Appropriation Bill into law following its recent passage by the Ondo State House of Assembly. The Assembly approved a total budget of 698,659,496,000 naira, which reflects an increase of 43.4 billion naira from the initial proposal presented by the governor. The budget, termed the Budget of Recovery, allocates 265 billion naira and 37 million and 496,000 for recurrent expenditures and 433 billion 622 million for capital projects. According to the House of Assembly, the upward adjustment was made to address current economic realities, including the removal of fuel subsidies and recent wage increases. The Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission, ODEC, says interested applicants can now apply to serve as ad hoc staff in the January 18, 2025 local government elections in the state. The electoral body, in public notice by the Secretary to the Commission, Mr. Igbekele Jatoashe, said available positions are local government returning officers, ward returning officers, ward supervisory returning officers, presiding officers, assistant presiding officers, poll clerk, and poll assistant. The statement notes that the interested applicants for the positions of local government returning officers and ward returning officers are to forward their written application with biodata to the chairman, ODEC, at Commission's headquarters on Obaile Road, Akure, not later than January 6, 2025. The statement added that applicants for other categories are to channel their applications through the electoral officers in their respective local government areas to the ODEC chairman. The Akeredolu Leadership Lecture Series, initiated by Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa to honor the late Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has been hailed as a significant initiative. Speakers at the event commended Akeredolu's impactful governance and urged the federal government to elevate its standards. Participants commended Governor Ayedatiwa for continuing Akeredolu's legacy and promoting effective governance in Ondo State. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole provides details.
The need to continue the Akeredolu Leadership Lecture Series, initiated by Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa in memory of the late Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has been emphasized. During the event in Akure, speakers urged the federal government to enhance the nation's security framework and reassess the operations of the Amotekun Corps.
In fact, hardly you have virgin good ladies now around, because the target of this choice list are the virgin ladies around, children, and so on, terrorists everywhere. What can be done? And I believe the government should be able to save, not on those states.
The Amotekun we have some bad eggs that are being used to settle debt and settle fight between girlfriend and boyfriend. And I'm sure His Excellency should work hard to make sure that they will refine the present Amotekun in the state to make it to work for the concept that was created for.
They celebrated Akeredolu as a multifaceted leader whose contributions will be remembered both in Ondo State and nationwide.
The former governor was a governor who worked on rock and left an indelible mark. I remember when we went to set up the Amotekun Corps, and I was going to make a presentation for Ondo State. When we had us, the rest of the states, the governors applauded our presentation, and our presentation, incidentally from Ondo State, was the one that was adopted for the Southwest and throughout the state of the Southwest.
Arákùnrin Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu S-A-N-T-O-N, a man of indefatigable character, a man of courage, Mr. Talk and Do.
When I was in secondary school, went to do YCAM, they said we should bring birth certificate. My father is a big man in Owo, but he's literate, both in Arabic and the other way. Same thing my mother. They don't even record the date of my birth. But one thing my mother remember is that Shebore Elomo pastor, referring to Akeredolu, Oshumefa no Fidabai. So I now went to Akeredolu, what's the date of your birth? 27 July, and then took the 6 months back. And that's how I arrived at my January 30th.
Governor Aiyedatiwa was also applauded for launching the lecture series and for his commitment to advancing development in the state while honoring Akeredolu's legacy.
And if this man is keeping the flag flying, I think it should be commended rather than attacked. Yes. We're going to champion is doing very something. Amotepu is being strengthened under him. When Akeredolu was alive, there was peace in Ondo State, and that peace is being maintained by the man who succeeded him, which means Akeredolu himself. He has seen everything, and he has prophesied, and it is happening in our time.
We thank Mr. Governor for the fit to organize this notable or this noble lecture.
For every speaker at this event, the general consensus is the fact that the late governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, deserves every celebration in his honor, while applauding Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for leading the way in celebrating the former NBA president. From the International Culture and Event Center, the Dome in Akure, Wahab Bankole, Osrc.
The Ondo State Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has flagged off the clearing of waterways and distribution of life jackets to communities in the riverine areas of Ondo State. During the flag-off in Okitipupa local government area of the state, the governor said the proactive steps were aimed at making the waterways safe. Osrc reporter Zimo Ibiemi provides further details as presented from our studios.
Water hyacinth is one of the rapidly spreading aquatic weeds, casting adverse effects on the ecosystem and human benefits. It directly and indirectly affects fish, crop waterways, transportation, and human health. To protect citizens from both mishaps, the state governor flagged off clearing of waterways and distribution of life jackets. The governor, represented by a special advisor on transportation, Olugbenga Omoli, said the event is proactive steps by the state governor to protect our citizens against negative outcomes in the event of any boat mishap.
Ondo State want to be proactive. We don't want a mishap here before we do this. I want to give it to the governor of Ondo State, our amiable governor, Governor Honorable Lucky Aiyedatiwa, for providing the enabling environment for this to happen. He approved and funded that life jackets and clearing of our inland waterways should be done. And that is why we are here today.
He appealed to the people to cooperate with government as more youth in the riverine areas will be employed in clearing the weeds.
It's a win-win situation. Why government is trying to make life easy for the youth for the people here by clearing their waterways so that there will be smooth movement on the ways and so that they can have their commercial activities not hindered. It's another way of empowering the youth because they will be paid for doing this job. So that's why I say it's a win-win situation. It's a way of empowering the youth, and that's why we are here today. Like I said, this is just one of the follow government we are going to visit, and this is just the flag off, so it's a continuous exercise.
Some of the youths thanked the state's governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, for the gesture.
Honorable Dr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa is a proactive man that is ready to touch all sector. And looking at our waterway has been blocked with water hyacinth and other amphibious weed. and as a result of that, the need to clear the waterway and to protect lives and property of the residents of the riverine area with life jacket is one of the safety measures to make sure that things are working fine for us in Ondo State.
We appreciate our governor, Honorable Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa, for him to remember us in this community.
4 local governments, Ilaje, Esodo, Irele, and Okitiukpa, to benefit from the program.
In other news, oil deregulation will improve innovation and increase market growth as businesses compete with each other in Nigeria. This was a position of a guest lecturer, Mr. Bayo Ayenake, at the lecture and award night of the Association of Independent Newspapers Publishers of Nigeria in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Distinguished Nigerians were also honored at the event. The report.
It was another night of recognizing excellence and hard work as Association of Independent Newspapers Publishers of Nigeria honored distinguished Nigerians. It was also an avenue to meet minds on a national topic issue. The focus was on unintended consequences of oil deregulation, the impact on Nigerians, and lessons for the financial sector. To do justice to the topic is Banjo Oyenakin, a former chairman of Nigerian Bar Association NBA Akure branch. He took his audience spellbound as he took them through memory lane.
What are the lessons for financial sector based on this policy? What lessons can the financial sector learn from these unintended consequences? As a critical pillar of the economy, the financial sector must adapt to mitigate the adverse effect of policies like deregulation while ensuring sustainable economic growth.
Chairman on the occasion and former chairman of Nigerian Medical Association, Professor Dayo Faduile, appreciated the publishers for bringing the issue of oil deregulation to the front burner. He also applauded them for their reward mechanism.
Today, if you have seen the effect of oil deregulation, that the government now is kicking back to action. The government now is able to face security head-on. The government now is able to pay, and we are improving in all ramifications in terms of economy. I think we must be thankful to Mr. President for taking that bold step when he came into office for us to have this oil deregulation.
President of the group, Olashini Oyeshusi, called on government at all levels to redouble efforts in giving Nigerians, especially younger generation, an enabling environment to strive.
The intended consequences of oil regulation are far-reaching and multifaceted economic impacts, which include increased prices of petroleum products, which of course has led to higher cost of living, especially for low-income households. A lot of people have been impoverished due to the consequences and effects of this oil deregulation.
The event features presentation of awards to dignitaries who have distinguished themselves in their various fields of endeavors. The Man of the Year award went to the Director Corporate Affairs of Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Mr. Ifedayo Abegunde.
Ondo State Man of the Year, Honorable Ifedayo Abegunde, in recognition of your outstanding contribution to Ondo State, Nigeria, and selfless service to humanity, and for all the great things you have done for the people. Congratulations.
I'm being honored.
The event also featured fundraising for the construction of Grove's office complex.
The present administration in Ondo State will continue to partner with traditional rulers in the 18 council areas to bring more developments to the grassroots. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa made the remark at the 5th coronation anniversary of the Olowo Oba Ajibade Okoye in our local government area of the state. Government House correspondent Zimo Ibieme provides further details. The report is presented from our studios.
It was a mix of culture and history in Owo, as the Olowo Oba Ajibade Ogunoye celebrated 5th coronation anniversary of his accession as the 32nd Olowo, while felicitating with the monarch, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who was represented by his deputy, Dr. Olayide Adelami, commended the Olowo for his dedication towards the development of the ancient town. Aiyedatiwa acknowledged the roles of traditional rulers to the development of their domains and assured of robust partnership to build socio-economic prospects of the state.
Kabiyesi, it feels like yesterday when the Lord fell on you to lead a people bounded by the umbilical cord of shared history, culture, and tradition. Undoubtedly, you have displayed real leadership, acumen in fostering peaceful coexistence among the people of Owo.
The governor said efforts of the traditional rulers cannot be overemphasized, calling on them not to relent efforts as government will do everything possible to bring the needed development to their various domains.
This is addition to your relentless roles in making the traditional institutions an invaluable one through proper guidance, candor, and discipline. As an opinion maker and a major stakeholder in the Ondo project, Your Majesty never wavered in standing by the truth. Kabiyesi, I appreciate your wisdom and firm support for the government of Ondo State.
The Olowo Oba Ajibade Ogunoye expressed gratitude to God for the development of Owo since he ascended the throne. Oba Ogunoye said he would continue to consolidate on the economic opportunities from cultural tourism potential and engage the youth meaningfully through agriculture and sport.
Together, we can continue to build a kingdom that is not only a beacon of culture, but also a model for progress and prosperity. Let me say, never we will not allow anybody pursuing personal ambition to sow any seed of discord in any part of our land, or through attempts to rewrite our history in pursuit of inordinate ambitions.
High point of the coronation ceremony include fundraising and conferment of chieftaincy titles on some eminent personalities.
As the harmattan season descends, citizens face the dual challenges of dryness and cold winds. This period, stretching from late November to mid-March, is known for its heightened risk of fire outbreaks due to dry vegetation and strong winds. In response to these dangers, experts recommend several precautionary measures, as OSRC's Omoriola Ngweji reports.
As the harmattan season brings dropping temperatures and strong winds, the risk of fires and emergencies in Nigeria escalates. According to VIIRS fire alerts, Nigeria has recorded 16,187 fire incidents, the highest in the recent years, primarily attributed to human negligence. Mechanical and electrical engineer Olugbenga Arowoshafe said many fire disasters are preventable. He recommends having fire extinguishers readily available, particularly in kitchens, to help mitigate domestic fire outbreaks.
Having used our appliances at home, maybe our radio, our television, our deep freezer, even pressing iron, it is not alone to switch it off from the socket outlet. We haven't switched it off. We still have to unplug them from the source of supply. And the reason why this should be done is we never can tell. Our electricity supply companies can supply us with high voltage, which can still penetrate through our appliances and break out to fire. So to prevent this, we don't just switch off our appliances from the socket outlets without pulling them out of the socket outlets. Nobody prays for fire outbreak, but if there are, or if there is any fire outbreak, the fire extinguisher will be readily available to assist us in putting the fire off.
On its impact on agricultural produce, an agriculturist, Mr. Olatunji Ademola, warned against bush burning and careless disposal of cigarette butts during this dry season, as these actions can lead to significant destruction of farm produce.
They should stop bush burning. And what is the importance of the bush burning they are doing? They are just being wicked. They are only looking for bush meat, which they at the end of the time they may not even see, and they will just set bush into fire, and bush fire to the bush, and the thing starts extending and ravaging farms. Every farm. Those who normally hunt for the rats, those who normally smoke cigarettes, they just drop they just drop it anyhow. And those who make fires, who cook in the farm, this is time they have to be very careful.
Director of the Ondo State Fire Service, Mr. Folorunsho Samuel, highlighted the environment's vulnerability during Harmattan, noting that even a small spark can ignite large fires. He reassured the public of the ministry's preparedness to handle any disasters with adequate tools and manpower.
Elements of fire that really cause fire. One is heat, and this period is peculiar to that. This is where heat is much. Because there are heat around, we need to reduce heat. Reducing heat will not will not allow fire to escalate. 2, fuel. What I mean by fuel is not ordinary, not petrol, diesel alone. Anything that can burn is fuel. Anything at all that can burn. So all these things that can burn, we need to reduce where we put them. We need to put them where they will not mix with heat. If peradventure fire now occurs, they should endeavor to call fire service. Don't say you want to put it off yourself. It's good to